Hello, 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 and welcome to Temple of Divine. I am here, your High Priestess Makita, to help guide you on the journey to the divine. So, we're broadcasting live here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So, what are we talking about today? So, today, as this is a pre-launch episode for Temple Divine for our Sex Appreciation Month, which is August. And so, what we're going to do a quick recap from last week. We're going to talk about where we talk about what the platform is and what the episodes will be for next week. Then we're going to talk about an interesting topic because we're doing definitions this week. We're going to talk about that dirty M word, masturbation. And then our third segment is kind of our open box, but we're going to do open box and definitions during that. And then fourth segment is Ask Me Anything. And this is where you can call in and ask me anything you want. Okay? So that's the way we're rolling today. So let's get into the content. So first of all, we want to do a quick recap of why the mission for Temple of Divine, why we're here, why I'm here, and why you should be here every single week on Friday at 2 p.m. So what we want to accomplish is we want to help you to be free. And the freer you are, the more comfortable you are, the more you'll be able to elevate spiritually, emotionally, and in every other way, right? So what happens with us, which we talked about last week, is that we don't really see the connection between our activity and the result it has on our lives. And in the area of sexuality, that is an area that is very, very densely populated with people with hang-ups and issues and problems. So with Temple Divine, at least for the next month or so, I figured that it would be good to focus on that area because the more people that can be kind of freed in that area, the better. Now, I just kind of glossed over why that would be on the last episode, but today I brought a visual, which I can't really share, but it's the map of consciousness, and this kind of will help you to understand why it's important for you to be sexually free. It's not just because you want to get your freak on. No. Okay, so really, what happened is there's a guy by the name of David Hawkins who actually went through the process of identifying the frequency of different emotions. And so his work, this is really almost like his life work, is documented in a book called Power versus Force, if you want to check it out. But his work was to show that there were varying degrees of frequency, and as you moved up that map of consciousness, then you were able to develop more spiritually all the way up to enlightenment. So what I wanted to share with you, I'm going to read you the map of consciousness so you can kind of see how the map goes, and then we'll circle right back and you'll see as soon as I say what these levels are, you'll know right away where sex is, at least for you and for many people in the map, and why it's so crucial that we experience this freedom in that area. Okay? So if we start at shame, vibrates at 20. And this is in megahertz. Wait, let me get that right. Energetic frequency. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, this is the energetic frequency. So shame is 20. Guilt is 30. Apathy is 50. Vibrates at 50. Grief, 75. Fear, 100. Desire, 125. Anger, 150. Pride, 175. Courage, 200. Neutrality, 250. Willingness, 310. Acceptance, 350. Reason, 400. And this is actually now we're getting to the areas where we're finding the awakening and where we're feeling freer, right? Love vibrates at 500. Joy vibrates at 540. Peace vibrates at 600. And enlightenment vibrates at 700 to 1,000. In enlightenment at that level, if you wanted to have kind of a reference, this is where Jesus would be, right? So all of these levels are moving you up. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not, but as you can see, it's kind of like a color scale here where red is like the danger zone. And then we go up to yellow, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So these are the levels. So now let's go back to the red zone, shall we? So in the red zone, we have shame. In the red zone, we have guilt. In the red zone, we have apathy. And we also have, and then we go up to grief, fear, desire. Now, I want you to notice something interesting. And remember, we're talking about sex. We're working on sacred sexuality, kind of the topics that nobody wants to talk about. That's what we're about here. And not for the purpose to convert you to one viewpoint or another viewpoint, but really for you to come to your own kind of viewpoint, your own way that you want to feel about things. And it may be aligned with some things that I share here, and it may not. But the point is that you'll be making the choice, and it won't be someone making it for you. But look at this. So shame is at the bottom of the list. So in the area of sexuality, because of different things, whether it's the way you grew up, maybe you had some experience that was uncomfortable as you know in your life, maybe there's been rape, incest, different things that you will feel shameful about. You understand why we have to get rid of the shame, because it's at the bottom of the map. It's like you won't be able to progress unless you deal with that. Now, I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and I'm not offering you any medical diagnosis or anything. You have to go see your professionals for that. All I'm saying is that my goal is just to awaken you to the possibility that perhaps if you free yourself in these areas, it will help you to have a better life and to be able to deal with things easier. Okay, so High Priestess Makita is not going to solve your problem. You are. And in fact, let me just say this, it's always you. So even if you say, oh, well, that sounds kind of deep, I think I might need to see my psychotherapist. Even if you say that, you know what your psychotherapist is doing? It's just helping you to understand more about you. This is the key thing. That's why the show is called Temple of the Divine. Because in the reality, the only person who really has the power to change your life and help you to become the optimal version of you is you. So even when you go see a professional, whether it's a doctor or a psychoanalyst or psychiatrist or whoever it is, you have to make the progress. All these people are helpers for you. So I don't know why I digress there, but so the point is that this whole focus on sex and I know another thing I want to point out. So guilt is the second lowest vibration, right? So that means, say for example, you have a desire to do something, and we're going to have some definitions in the last segment, okay? So stay on here until the end, because we're going to talk, I'm going to share with you some definitions. So we have some working definitions going into Sex Appreciation Month, okay? So, but say you have a desire for something. I don't know. Say you like okay, I had a visual at the moment. Okay, but anyway, just think of something that you think that you would not feel good about, right? Say you have a desire for a certain type of sexual exchange, okay? And you try to resist, you read your Bible and it talks about how you need to don't do that. It's bad. It's immoral. You can't do it. But all that does is make you want to think about it. And then the more you think about it, you're like, oh, I really want to do that. Oh, Lord, forgive me. I'm about to go here, right? So even if you do that, say you do that, now you had the joy of the moment or whatever that thing is, but now guess what? Now you feel guilty. Well, guess what? If you're guilty about it, you're still at the bottom. You're down here in the red zone with shame. Okay? So these two, if we just stopped right there and we just said, let's talk about sexuality and shame and guilt, we'd cover a whole host of people. We cover a ton of people, okay? So that is why in this show, I am focusing on helping with sex and sexuality because I sincerely believe, in fact, I know that if you're able to experience freedom in this area, you're going to experience freedom in many different areas of your life. And I know there's a lot of hang-ups around things that are sexual, and there's a reason for that. So let's go through. We're going to cover some of that. So anyway, I want to. That's. I'm not sure if I made my point or not. I'm a little hairy today, but I'm not sure if I made my point, except to say that trust me on this. You really need to address your sexuality and your sensuality, and it's good for you, and it's good for you for many reasons. Okay. So the second thing I wanted to go through in this segment is to talk about the month of August and the topics that we want to cover. So there's only 4 episodes in the week of August, and so I've identified what I think to be or what I hope to be the areas where if I kind of take you step you through these 4 topics during the month of August, then it will help you to have a good solid foundation to really take that call to adventure and explore your sexuality and what it means for you from a spiritual perspective all the more. So I'm hoping that making that connection between the map of consciousness and the emotions that are there and the frequencies that they vibrate with and sexuality, I hope that you can see the link that when we're vibrating at a lower level on any topic, not just sexuality, on any topic, or if there's anything that you feel, and one area that people have a lot of these lower level emotions is in the area of money. We have like money hangups and money mindset and money beliefs that hold us down as well. So it's not limited to just sex. The map of consciousness really addresses all areas that you may have shame or guilt in. But for our purposes, we're going to focus on sex. Sex. I think you should just say it. Just say sex. Sex. Oh, okay. So anyway, what I have scheduled for you for August is week 1, which is Friday, August 6th. We're going to talk about the history of sex and the church. Yes, we're going to go there. We're going to talk about the history of sex in the church because I'm going to tell you what I found out. Many, if not all, but many of the hang-ups that we have about sex and sexuality and what we think we ought to do and what we think we ought not do is sheer hypocrisy. Why? Because all those behaviors that you think you're not supposed to do, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and certain things should only be done in certain scenarios, those things did not exist before organized religion. So, and the reason why I feel like the more natural view is pre-organized religion is because you came here with a body. And the body has, of course we need to be, we want to control it and we want to subdue it, but not because it overtakes us. A lot of people, I remember I was counseling a woman in a church that I belonged to, and she would come in and I don't know why they assigned her to me. I really don't know. But she would come in and, because we had discipleship partners, right? And she would come in, she'd be like, I'm just on fire. I just can't control it. I just have to have it. I just don't know what it is. I just gotta have it. And I was like the wrong person. I'm like, I'm the wrong person, sister. And you just be having that conversation with. But the thing is, and it's kind of funny when I look back on it, at the time I was like, wow, what's wrong with her? Because this is pre-crystal, like, understanding how things work, right? I was like, wow, I don't know, But the point is that she felt like that she couldn't control it. And what we're talking about here is we're not talking about controlling in the sense of pushing something down as though it's dirty or it's bad. Because if you truly believe that everything comes from God, and your body came from God, and He designed it miraculously with all the nerve endings in all the places that they exist, okay? Then how can it be possible that when you enjoy those things that you're bad, right? But the thing is that control for me means that you make the choice on how you're going to experience those things, right? It doesn't mean that those things don't have control over you. You know, we like to, I find that a lot of people, particularly when I was religious and knew, you know, spent more time with a lot of religious people, what I found is that we like to put responsibility for things outside of ourselves, right? We want to put the responsibility for the desire outside of ourselves when it's not outside of you. It's you. It's like it's easier when you put the desire outside of yourself. It's easy to be like, oh, I just became overcame with passion. It was just too much. No, you made a decision in the moment that what you were experiencing right then was what you wanted to have, and then you made a choice to have it. It's not like, oh, I was overcome. It's like, no, you were like, oh, I want this, I'm gonna have it, and then I'll just blame it on desire later. But right now, I'm about to get with it, right? So it's not about, when we talk about control, we're not talking about suppress. We're talking about taking responsibility for your desires and the things that you want to do, and then owning them and owning the choice. So before we get into the next segment, let's take a quick break. You are watching Temple of Divine, streaming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. You are watching Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know how you like to share. Just think of, okay, let's do this. Just think of Wjzz Cool TV like your favorite dessert. You know, you're sitting at a restaurant and you sit with your friends and you get something on the, you know, you all order dessert, and one person always has that one dessert that has all the caramel and stuff on it, and they let you take a little taste, and you taste and you like, oh my gosh, that was so good. And you want to share, right? Well, that's your Wjzz Cool TV. You got to treat it like that delectable, delightful treat that you want to share with all your friends. So go ahead and share as well, okay? So I think I wrapped up my first segment. I think so. Oh, we went through. Oh, I didn't even finish. Okay, wait. I didn't finish the. I got so excited about the one topic. I didn't even tell you the rest of the shows. Okay, wait. Okay, so let me hurry up. So, August 13th is Freaks, Fetishes, and Whips. Oh my! You know, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. So you got lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! So we're gonna have Freaks, Fetishes, and Whips. Oh my! That's gonna be August 13th. Okay. And then Friday, August 20th, we're going to talk about noise and toys, okay? And August 27th, this is the good one. This is the final episode in the Sex Appreciation Month series. And so this week we're going to talk about to orgasm or not to orgasm. That is the question, because you do have choices. So again, to summarize, so week 1, August 6th, the history of sex in the church. Week 2, August 13th, freaks, fetishes, and whips. Oh my. August 20th, noise and toys. And August 27th, to orgasm or not to orgasm. Okay. And then if you write me or you call in and you tell me you want to, then we can have a party. We can have a mingle and tingle. But I'm not going to do it unless, you know, you want to meet and you want to mingle and you want to tingle. So if you want to mingle and tingle, you have to let me know. So you can email me at info@templeofdivine.org, or you can send an email to wjzzradioofficial@gmail.com. However you need to do it. You can call in right now or call in a few minutes, but you got to let me know, because I'm not going to commit to that unless people really want to do it. Okay. Now, segment 2, we're going to talk about dirty little words. Okay. So, I really must have I must have sexually progressed because I can assure you that when this first happened, I never ever thought in a million years that I would be in front of other people and verbalize this in a way that other people can hear it for eternity. Because YouTube doesn't get rid of anything. Well, unless they don't like you. Sometimes they might delete your stuff. But I've heard of that. A couple of people have had that whole stuff. But anyway, we're not gonna put that in the universe. But so let's talk about this. The I think this is like the granddaddy of dirty words. And that word is, are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready. You think you're ready? All right. It starts with an M. You sure are you ready? Okay. The dirtiest little word is masturbation. Yes, that's it. Masturbation. That's a dirty word. I was just reading something. I was reading an article, and it was about I was looking for the definition of sexual immorality. Like I wanted to see like a textbook definition, and I ran across this article, and it was this woman who, she's like, I can tell you about sexual immorality because I've done it and I've been there and I know that it's sin. I'm guilty and you just have to learn how to control it and suppress it. And I was just like, okay. It caught my attention though because I in my heart I felt compassion because I felt the same way. I felt the exact same way. I experienced the exact same feelings of guilt and shame and fear and all that stuff. So I knew exactly where she was coming from. But then I've also experienced the other side of addressing that and feeling freedom and being more connected to God and being more spiritual. And I just know that there's a freedom, and that's what I want for you. It's the same thing. It's for you to be able to see kind of this hallucination, a hallucination that we live in with a lot of things that we think are true that aren't true. And even if it's, usually there's a saying, I can't remember where I read this, that all truths are at least half truths. Like all truths are half true. So, but my heart went out to her. And so what I want to share is my masturbation story. And I'm like, I know the politically, and I use the word masturbation intentionally because the politically correct way to reference this type of behavior is self-pleasure. We tried to clean it up. But to me, I believe if we're going to kill some sacred cows and we're going to address some limited beliefs and we're going to get you free, then I got to shock you by using the words that make you wake up. It's like this. I remember I hadn't looked at Tony Robbins in a while. And Tony Robbins is a very well-known motivational speaker. I have utmost respect for him. He was the first personal development program I ever purchased, late night TV, unlimited power. Tony Robbins, I basically have watched him grow up from a young man to an old man. and probably about a year ago, I hadn't tuned in to Tony Robbins in a while because when you're into personal development, you kind of like progress and then you find other people and then, you come back. You never lose that person, but it's a progression. So I logged in. It was I can't remember what the show was, but I logged in and Anthony Robbins said, fuck. He did. He said the F word. I was just like, it shocked me. I was like, what happened to Tony Robbins? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with him? I can't believe it. This is the foundation of my whole professional development. And he just said the F word. I was just like in shock. But this is what I want you to feel about masturbation. I want you to just, yes. Matter of fact, you need to say it. Everybody. Masturbate, masturbate, masturbate. Come on. You can say it. You can do it. Come on, say it. Shout it out loud. Okay? Just be sick of people shrouding it under self-pleasure and just say the word. Okay. I digress. High Priestess Makita is a little saucy today. I don't know why. I know why, because it's been kind of a stressful day, so I'm a little wound up. But so anyway, this is my story. This is what happened to me. Okay, so I was married, and I don't think my husband knew that I partook in this activity, but I just remember feeling guilty, like I knew, I'd done it a few times, right? And I was in my spiritual my spiritual walk, and I was just thinking to myself, man, okay, if God is everywhere and God sees everything, like we say these things, like people say, oh, God is omnipotent and he's omniscient and he's everywhere. But if you really believe that, you wouldn't even be doing half the stuff that you do, right? But that's another show. So one day I was just like, well, okay, well, if God sees everything, then God saw what I did the other night and the night before that and the night before that. And just because I'm under the covers doesn't mean he didn't see it. Like, right? Like he knows it. So, but in my heart, I love God, and I did not want to keep doing something that was offensive or that was wrong or that was sinful. Which, by the way, sin just means absence of light. I want you to just marinate on that for a minute. Sin just means absence of light. It's not a particular behavior. But anyway, so my logic was that if God sees everything, and God made my body, and God knows what I'm thinking, then he already knows what I'm feeling. And I think of my relationship with God, and I don't even like calling God God. I like to call God all that is, or divine essence, or whatever. I like to call God all that is. Because to me, when you say all that is, it kind of transcends above all the different definitions that people have for God. Because people, you talk to 10 different people, and to them, God is different. And in fact, to me, it should be that way. But in that relationship, I look at it as a parent-child type of relationship. So when your kids are little, think about your little baby, right? You have a baby, and they get about to 2, and they start exploring themselves. They start playing with their little, the boy's playing with a little ding-a-ling. He's doing things, and you think it's cute. Then you be like, oh, look at that, he playing with a little thing. No, don't do that, baby. You go blind. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at him and go, oh my God, you're going to hell. You don't do that. Because he's exploring, or she is exploring her body. Or two little kids, they're not in the same family, they're in daycare, and they go, and they kiss each other. You're like, oh, that's so cute. But then when you're an adult, you're like, oh, slut. Oh, what's wrong with him? Why is he talking up? We have all these beliefs and stuff that just, So I was like, I look at myself as a child, and God, all that is all that is. And I'm like, you know what? God, I'm about to masturbate. And I know a lot of people say that this is problematic, but you see everything anyway, and I'm feeling some kind of way, and I got to take care of this. And so if I'm not supposed to do it, take it away, and help me understand what it is about this, and why do I have this desire, and help me. But right now I'm about to take care of this. And I did. Okay? And a funny thing happened. And it is that after I deliberately masturbated in my mind and acknowledged God at that time, I got free. I wasn't ashamed anymore. Because I said, you know what? God knows that I masturbate. And God knows why I do it. And God is with me and helping me to understand myself more because of it. And once I did that, I wasn't ashamed anymore. And in fact, I learned more about my body. I learned more about what I liked and what I didn't like. But I never would have discovered that if I had been walking around like I had been for the last, 20, 30 years, guilty about self-pleasuring, guilty about masturbation, in my mind thinking, oh, I heard you're going to go blind. But that never stopped anybody from doing it. All these things that we tell kids don't do stuff, but they're gonna do it anyway. That just makes it more attractive. So my point is that you have to let go of that. Because if you truly believe, let's just call a spade a spade. If you really believe that God sees everything, knows everything, do you really think you can hide anything from him? Do you really think he wants you stuck down here at the bottom of your consciousness level? No, because the ultimate goal for you is to return to God. That's the ultimate goal. Everybody talks about, oh, well, I'm ready. I'm going to go to heaven. I'm going to meet Jesus again. Guess what? You're not qualified to meet Jesus until you have raised your level of consciousness to a point where he is. Okay? And so you can go to church every Sunday. You can, read your Bible every Sunday, which by reading your Bible every day will help to the extent that you are taking that word and letting it change you. I've been through the Bible. I've read the Bible fully from beginning to end 3 times, at least in my life. Okay? So, do you really think that God will want anything to prevent you from escalating up to this level? No. So, the thing is that anything that you feel shame about, anything that you feel guilty about, you need to just embrace that and accept that part of you. A lot of times that is what, spiritual people go through what's called dark night of the soul. And a lot of that is just dealing with the parts of you that are dark and are dirty and that don't make you feel good so that you can address them as part of you. So, but with that, time for station break. You're watching Temple of Divine, broadcasting you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media stations. You are watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Make sure to like, share, comment, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a thing, okay? And I got a couple of, this is the point, let's see, is this my point? Where you want to talk about? Yes, this is our open box segment. We don't have an open box today, but we do have some announcements, commercials. Now, I want you to know, if you're a business owner, you've got some things you want to share, you got some toys you want to teach us about, lingerie, anything like that to help us hurdle this sex thing, then definitely reach out to us. Call me, let me know. During the Ask Me Anything session, let me know what's up. Reach out to WJZZ Cool TV Official. Is that it? I'm probably messing it up. Anyway, info@templeofdivine.org, info@templeofdivine.org, and let me know, because we always have room for sponsors. We always have room for commercials. In fact, you could sponsor the entire show if you wanted to do that and get the word out about your expertise or your product or your service or your point of view. You can feel free to do that at any time, and it would happen right here on Temple of Divine, Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Did I say that already? Doesn't that excite you to be listening to the coolest station in the world? You remember old WJZZ was amazing, but it was right here, right? Can you imagine having Detroit and WJZZ around the globe? Isn't that exciting? Anyway, I digress. So, speaking of jazz, okay, now, if you were there at the Hotel St. Regis last night, then you know what I'm talking about. But you missed out. If you weren't there, you missed out on real jazz. Now, I consider myself more like a baby bear when it comes to real jazz, right? But you know that you're a baby bear. I confirmed my position as a baby bear because when I listened to the music that was played last night, I knew that was like the real deal, old school, real jazz, okay? So you've probably been listening to some fabricated stuff that's been commingled and bastardized and all that kind of stuff. And I know you want to listen to the real deal, right? And I know you probably feel bad you missed out. Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel bad you had an opportunity to hang out and you just missed it? What were you doing anyway? Were you watching TV? So listen, whatever you're doing, if you don't have anything to do next Thursday, or even if you do have something to do next Thursday, just reschedule it. You can do it at any other time. But you can't at any other time listen to real jazz. So this Thursday we have Mr. Alan Denard. And wait, did I say that right? And my understanding is he is an amazing trumpeter. So you just need to do yourself a favor and get out to the Detroit Legacy Jazz, the 2021 Detroit Legacy Jazz Series that is taking place right now every Thursday at the Hotel St. Regis. Okay, just be there. Don't make any excuses. Just show up. Get your ticket. You can even get a ticket at the door, but don't do that. Get your ticket ahead of time. But if you really just want to be there, you just didn't get a chance to go out to Eventbrite and search up WJZZ, then you can show up and you can still enjoy the show. And the thing is, it's a classy environment for a classy group of people, and it's a luxury venue. So, just come on and hang out. So, with that, I think, let's see, what's next? Let me look at my list. See, I want to make sure that I have everything I planned for you. I want you to get everything that you're supposed to get. Okay? All right, so I think I have. Oh, okay. So I have to finish up my segment too because I missed something. See, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you because I want you to get this and get free and get busy. Why is this called Temple of Divine? She seemed kind of, I don't know, saucy to me because spirituality and sexuality should be fun and they should be experienced together. Anyway, all right. So I want to go back. So that was my masturbation story, and what happened is that I really did feel closer to God. I didn't feel shame or guilt anymore because I knew that God saw everything anyway. A kid doesn't feel, if you got a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and they're playing with their genitals in front of you, they don't care. They don't think there's anything wrong with it. They're just checking it out. They're like, oh, what's this? What is this thing doing? You have to have that same. Sometimes I reflect on myself like 10 years ago and now, and I'm just like, whew. Anyway, you need to have that same sense of exploration, experimentation, and joy about yourself. Just because you got older didn't mean that you couldn't have fun anymore. Just because you got older, it doesn't mean that any part of your body is any less exquisite, any less fun, any less experiment worthy than it was when you were younger. It might have some wrinkles in it and some it might have some wrinkles and some gray hair. I went there. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm definitely out of my element. Or maybe this is my element. I don't know. Anyway. So okay. Okay, I digress. So anyway, so what I wanted to cover in this last part of my segment was why self-pleasure or self-exploration is important. And really more so what I'm going to cover now is just kind of the ways that you can experience, because I think that there's a misconception that the only way that you can experience self-pleasure is through masturbation, and that's simply not true. So I wanted to kind of dispel that myth a little bit, and then we'll go into some fun definitions in our last segment. So the one thing is that so I have here 4 ways that you can experience self-pleasure. Okay, so first is you can experience self-pleasure in a way that has nothing to do with sexuality whatsoever. Self-pleasure is just a way of loving yourself. I think that in general, we don't love ourselves enough, because I know I didn't. When I was married, my husband used to have to tell me to take a break. He'd be like, stop, go to the coffee shop, go do something. That's one thing I appreciate. We're not married anymore, but that's one thing I appreciated about him. And I think it's because men, I don't know, maybe it's just me, and I shouldn't overcharacterize, but it seems like to me men are it's so much easier and simpler for them to detach in a way and take care of themselves versus women. Like for me, I always felt an obligation. It's like, but I haven't cooked dinner, but laundry needs to be done, but the bills need to be paid, but I need to clean up the house, but I mean, but. And there was always a reason for me to do something else besides take care of me. So I think that we need to love it. And I'm still like not good at this, by the way. But um, I think self pleasure is about loving yourself. Because the thing is that if you can't love yourself, then you don't have anything to give anybody else. If you can't love yourself, then what are you giving to somebody else? You're not giving that. What you're doing is taking. You're expecting that other person to do things for you. You're expecting that other person to be something for you so you can be complete. And that's not the basis for a great relationship. You have to be a full person on your own. And then the other person's a full person on their own. And then the two of you come together and then you're being full people together. And it's more fun that way. It's not fun to be in a relationship where someone's pulling on you or tugging on you or whatever because you feel incomplete. So you're grabbing onto them, right? This is why self pleasure is important because you need to grab onto you, love you. And then once you do that, out of your overflow, you'll love others and they'll feel it and they'll know it, right? And you won't have to say, do all these things for them to know and feel it. They'll just feel it because you're full. So it's not necessarily that it be sexual. It could be, it could be a bath that you take. It could be music that you listen to. It could be, like for me, I love music. That's like my thing. And then I meditate. So whatever it is that makes you feel a sense of calm, whatever it is that helps you to really connect with you and really appreciate yourself. Sometimes it's look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. I had done this I used to do this a long time ago and I just started doing it again. But just talk to yourself. This is what you do. You stand in the mirror and you be like, I love you. I love you. Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. And in fact, wait, what's the song? Okay, hold up. There's a song. Wait. Is it Sabbath? Oh, I don't know if that's the song, but the woman in the song, she was looking in the mirror saying, girl, you my boo. That's what you need to do. You need to look in the mirror and be like, ooh, girl, you my boo, right? So I'm missing I think I'm running out of my time. Oh, I gotta hurry up. Okay, so that's the non-sexual way. You can pleasure yourself by yourself, right? This we talked about masturbation. I said it again. Ooh, I said masturbation and sex in the same show. I'm gonna be censored. Okay. And then you can do it by yourself. You can do it with a partner. It doesn't have to be. Let's see. How should I say this? So, there's different ways to have sex than to just have sex. So, sexual intercourse. There's different things you can do. You can have intimate times where you're not doing that at all. You could just be holding each other or touching each other or whatever it is that you do. But whatever it is that makes you feel complete, that's what you can experience. And if you're experiencing that and it makes you feel whole and good, you can do that. If you're a partner and you have that type of relationship, then that can be a way. Or you could have multiple partners. If that's something that helps you to feel wanted and desired and you feel good about yourself with multiples, then have multiples. At the same time, if you like, don't say, this woman, High Priestess Makita, talking about you should go have an orgy. I didn't say that. But I just said do what floats your boat. And then finally, what was my final thing? Oh, that was it. Multiple partners. Okay, I got carried away. So anyway, that was the point on self pleasure, is that you need to take time to do it, and it's a way of loving yourself and caring for yourself. We are, man. I think I had too much content for today because I still have more. We still have to get to the definitions, but before we do, you are watching Temple of Divine, live streaming to you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media stations. You are watching Wjzz Cool Tv, the coolest station in the world. Make sure to like, comment, share, and turn on your notifications. Turn on your notifications so that you never miss an episode. Okay? Okay. You gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Really? Make sure you do. Okay? I'm gonna be here. I'll be looking for you to comment. Okay. So let's get to the fun part. I don't know if we can go through all of these. I'm gonna rush through them, okay? This is the Ask Me Anything segment, so definitely feel free to ask me anything. Um, you can call in, and I think they're gonna put the call in number on the screen shortly. But let's go through the definitions. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna have a quiz. We're gonna have a quiz. Maybe we'll have a prize or something for the person who gets it. Well, maybe not a quiz because I'm about to give you the question and the definition, but still. The reason I'm doing definitions is because I believe that as we go into sex appreciation month, it's helpful for you to have an understanding of what some of these terms are, so you're not thinking of them as dirty terms, but they're just, it's like what we do, what we've been doing since the beginning of time, right? We label things so that we understand and we have a common understanding what they are. And I discovered that some people really don't know what some of the definitions related to sexual activities are. And so there are a few definitions that I'm going to share that you probably have been too embarrassed to ask about, but I'm going to share them anyway. And you can email me at info@templeofdivine.org if you have additional questions, you have some additional things you want to learn about, or if you have a topic that you want to hear me cover on the show. We're going to have guests. I'm not claiming to know everything about every topic. We are in this journey together, and I'm going to be learning as you are learning from guests that we have on the show. I've got a couple people lined up that are really going to be phenomenal. You're going to love them. But I think it's good that we have a common understanding of some terms. So in my last few minutes here, I'm going to rush through them because I talk too much. I talk too much. And now I'm running out of time. Okay. So quickly. The first two you're probably familiar with. Okay. Fellatio is oral stimulation of a man's penis. Cunnilingus is the act or practice of orally stimulating the female genitals. This is a new favorite. I just learned this one I didn't know before. Is the pearl necklace. For you sophisticated women out there, we're not talking about the one from Bloomingdale's, okay? A pearl necklace is what results when someone ejaculates on or around their partner's neck or chest. Yes, so that the semen is roughly where a pearl necklace is when worn. Okay, you heard it here? High Priestess Makita told you about the pearl necklace. That's the first time I heard about that. The next one is impact play. And again, these are not dirty terms, okay? We're just defining activities that take place during sexual interactions. And as long, and I've said this before, and I will say this every single time, anything that happens between two consenting adults while they're experiencing and enjoying each other is fair play. So if you like impact play, your partner likes impact play, then by all means play, because it's better for you to be happy. Okay? So impact play, having said that, impact play, it refers to any impact of the body done for sexual gratification, from spanking to whips and props. When engaging in impact play, remember to pick a safe word and continually check with one another to ensure the level of pain is desirable. The safe word is a word that that you two agree on, that you can say if you feel like things are getting out of hand or you don't like what you're experiencing. You say the safe word, and that's a signal to your partner to stop. Okay. The next one is, how much time do I have? The next one is squirting. Squirting. Squirting is when a person with a vagina ejaculates fluid during sex. It happens, people. Squirting is not a myth. It's not a myth. And it's not just peeing. It's not just peeing, okay? The fluid involved, I'm going to read directly from my little definition here. The fluid involved comes partly from Skene's glands, also known as the female prostate. But as many say, okay. more serious research is required. Anyway, not everyone squirts, so don't go feeling some kind of way if you don't squirt. Ooh, I squirt. You squirt? Really? Oh, I could just hear the conversation, the girlfriend conversations down. Anyway, don't feel bad if you don't squirt. It's cool. But the point is, it exists. When it happens, it's not peeing. It's called squirting, and you're okay. Okay. This next one. Okay, this next one, like literally, I seriously have never heard this before. Okay, so again, my Princess Makita is learning with you. Okay, we're in this together. So, this next one, CBT. CBT is not cognitive behavioral therapy. It's not cognitive behavior. CBT refers to cock and ball torture, and this form. I'm gonna read my definitions. I have definitions. I'm not making this up. This form of CBT can be therapeutic for people with penises interested in having a dominatrix inflict pain on their genitals through the use of ropes, whips, or even chastity devices. Now, before you go there, don't go turning up your nose, talking about, I can see you now. Don't do that, because different people, it's a progression, okay? I don't know if I'm running out of time. It's a progression. So, we talk about these types of sexual behaviors, and the reality is that a lot of sexual behaviors and the things that we enjoy during sex probably have some type of connection to a belief that we have, to an experience that we had at some point in life, okay? So the key is to get free about the behavior, and don't feel guilty about the behavior. Don't feel shame about the behavior, so you can continue to progress, so you can get to a point where you can connect with yourself and learn what the origin of your desire for that behavior is. And then you can make a conscious decision on whether you want to keep it or you want to get rid of it. But the behavior in and of itself does not make it bad. There's no bad behavior between two consenting adults, okay? So this is where the hang-ups come in. So if your partner wants CBT, and you go, oh, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. That's nasty. What's wrong with you? Then I'm gonna tell you one or two things is gonna happen. Either you demasculized him and made him feel guilty because he wants it and desires it, and you refuse to give it, or you're gonna push him out the door so he can find somebody else who will, and they will. They're out there. So the point is, let's stop judging one another for what we desire sexually, and let's start connecting with it and allowing ourselves to experience what we want to experience. Because once you experience it, then you can decide if you want it or not. You can keep it or get rid of it. You don't have to be tied into it if you don't want to, but you also should not feel guilty if you are. So I think we got time for maybe a couple more definitions. Oh boy, the next one is a good one. Again, this is for the gentlemen out there. I know that some men is like never, they be like, ain't nothing about to touch my butt. Okay, I got you. But the next definition is pegging. Pegging refers to what a woman penetrates a man anally with a strap on dildo. Okay, you sponsors want to on my toy show, you got to bring one of those. Okay. With a strap-on dildo, there's now an infamous pegging scene in a Broad City episode that repopularized the term. But the point is, some men like that. Some men like that. So if your husband came home and was like, baby, I want you to peg me. What you gonna do? You gonna snob him? You gonna look at him like, what? I ain't about to do that. That's some nasty, freaky shit. I ain't doing. Did I say that? I ain't doing that. You got to be out your tree, baby. You got to go somewhere else. Now you gonna send him somewhere else? No, you got to be like, okay, baby. Pegging. Tell me, what do I need to do? Explore, have fun. Cause look, you're probably curious anyway, but you just got those things in the back of your mind, those hang-ups, those beliefs that tell you can't do it. So, anyway, pegging. Mark that off. Okay, now. The next one is High Priestess Makita is one of my all-time favorites. Is queening. Okay, this might be the last one. I'm not sure if I'm running out of time. Queening. This is very simple. Queening is just a glamorous name for sitting on someone's face. You know you want it. Don't be trying. Don't look. Don't be looking at me like I'm the only one. Okay? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Queening, sitting on someone's face. All right, and this will be the last one because I think I'm running out of time. Scissoring, scissoring, scissoring. Also called. Okay, I can't pronounce this. Tribadism or tribbing. It's basically when you like this. I'm gonna do a visual like this. Okay. Scissoring. So anyway, that was fun. I didn't get any calls today. I'm expecting some calls next time. If you want to call and ask questions about these next show, feel free. Be like, hi Priestess, I didn't get a chance to call you on the last show, but I want to ask you about that pagan thing. Feel free. You've been watching Temple of Divine, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media stations. You're watching Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to share your delicious, delectable Wjzz Cool TV episode with your friends and turn on notifications. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, I thought I was out of time. But again, what I'm going to do until I get the official, let's go through and have a reminder about the episode coming up. So, August is Sex Appreciation Month, and let's go through the schedule one more time for August. So, week 1 is August 6th, the history of sex and the church. Week 2 is August 13th, freaks, fetishes, and whips, oh my. Week 3 is August 20th, where we talk about noise and toys. And week 4 is August 27th, is to orgasm or not to orgasm. So get excited. Sex Appreciation Month of August is going to be a really enlightening and really special time. We're definitely welcoming all merchants or people that have their own show. Okay, good. I wasn't sure.